They got pictures circulating online with Aaliyah laid up in the bed with everybody. She in the bed with Andre Harrell, P. Diddy, Damon Dash, Jennifer Lopez, and not to mention all the other people she was involved with. Now rest in peace to Aaliyah. And the only reason why I'm speaking about this is because R. Kelly in jail for having a relationship with Aaliyah, but what about all the other men that been with her? She was only 22 when she passed away, and allegedly she was with Jay-Z, Diddy, and a bunch of other people that was way too old to even be looking at her like that. Everybody know that Diddy and R. Kelly was best friends, Diddy and Jay-Z was best friends, and Lori Harvey was still living in her mama and daddy house when she started dating Diddy. And thank God she got away from this man when she did, because it seemed like everybody that come into his life wind up passing away, and it'd be tragic.
She's just one of those individuals that would light up a room. She's one of those individuals that are very down to earth. She doesn't really feel like Aaliyah, like a big superstar. She always felt like just a beautiful person, like a special individual that whenever you was around her, she treated everybody the same, whether it was a fan or a person on the street or me. She was just very consistent as that type of individual, and she was just a beautiful young lady. That's the best way to describe her. She was just beautiful all around. Whenever you saw her, she always greeted you with a smile, no matter if she knew you or didn't know you.
So many people talk about, in the wake of this, the future, the potential future she had, not only as a singer but as an actress. Would you agree that she had a big future? She
was definitely, I mean, her time was coming where she was going to just explode. She was already huge, but she was definitely going to get bigger with all the movies that were coming out, her hit album. You could tell we all saw her grow up from a little girl into a woman, and you know, it's just a hard, sad day just for everybody, but it's also a wake-up call that we have to all appreciate life and appreciate each other while we're here. And my prayers go out to her and her family, who I must say, like, that's the closest family like I've ever seen. You would see her mother and her walking down Central Park West holding hands, and her brother was so tight that they would always be holding hands, and they were like the true definition of a closely knit family.
Speaking of which...
And also her brother and her father.
I don't know if there's anyone in this room who knows more about dealing with sudden loss than you do. Is something that sudden and that shocking? I mean, how do you even begin to cope with something like that?
I mean, I don't think there's any remedy for it. I mean, the only thing I know, you have to pray. We all have to pray for the family and friends. It's just going to be a real rough, hard time, especially with an individual like that, because they're so special. And it's only time. I can't even say time will heal it. It's just that you have to pray, and hopefully one day you'll be able to accept that they're in a better place. But it's going to be a hard situation, so we all need to pray for the family. Yes.
Absolutely. And certainly we as the MTV family want to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Aaliyah.
It seemed like everybody in the music industry turned their back on Aaliyah before she passed away. It's sort of like they was trying to get rid of the evidence. She was connected to way too many people in a short period of time, and all these people that was claiming to be her friends was in cahoots with each other. I'm talking about Hype Williams, Diddy, Dame Dash, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, even Timberland and Ginuwine was all over Aaliyah. And according to Ginuwine, they wasn't even speaking to Aaliyah before she passed away. She wasn't talking to Missy. She wasn't talking to Ginuwine. She wasn't even talking to Timberland.
Unfortunately, we weren't talking when she passed. She wasn't talking to Timberland, or I think her and Missy fell out as well. Oh, wow. But we still had love. Everyone was still loving and all that. But it's just the business, and when you're young, people can separate you, you know, and you don't know how or why. You just are. And what touched my heart one time is Missy called me, and she said she had a dream. And she said she woke up crying, and I was like, "So what happened?" She was like, "It was about baby girl, because we call Aaliyah baby girl." And she said she told me to tell you that she's not mad at you and she gives you. And dude, we bawled crying because I always had that empty space in my heart. Do you understand what it feels like to have somebody that you love and get called and they were in a plane accident? Like, no, dude.
Everybody want to talk about what somebody did in the afterlife. They talking about Aaliyah went to Missy and told her to tell everybody that I forgive you. The same way T.I. said that his cousin told him it was okay to snitch. I'm tired of people lying on dead people, but I'm also tired of people lying on people that's alive because they trying to save their own behind. Everybody else that was with Aaliyah moved on. They got families, kids, still doing good in the music industry. Whatever happened to the best of both worlds? Jay-Z still doing good. R. Kelly got the worst of both worlds. He in jail and he ain't got no money. People ain't forgot about back in the day when Jay-Z had Aaliyah all on his arm. Like I said, rest in peace to Aaliyah. She was only 22 when she passed away. So how old was she when she was with Jay-Z? And how old was she when she got with Dame Dash? Did this all happen in a 6-month period? Was it a year? Either way, she was still a baby.
When you was with Aaliyah and was running around holding hands with Aaliyah way before Dame. Like I said, when he was with Aaliyah, the last time I remember seeing him with Aaliyah that I could verbally say was at Little Kim's album release party at the Park Building.
Who was Aaliyah? You talking about Jay-Z with Aaliyah?
Jay-Z, when they was a couple. Google right now, Jay-Z, Aaliyah at the Park Building.
Okay.
And you'll see Jay-Z got on a Golden State jersey.
There's plenty of celebrities out there just as guilty as R. Kelly, but they sitting at home right now. And people always talking about R. Kelly need to get some help. Well, according to this news, he was trying to get some help. He told his doctor that 15-year-old Aaliyah wanted to marry him, and his doctor ain't put him on no Prozacs or nothing. What's the point having a psychiatrist when they ain't gonna stop you from doing psycho things? R. Kelly told his doctor that Aaliyah was the one who came up with the idea, not him. My only question is, where was her parents at? Because it broke my heart when I found out that Kieth Murray was allegedly dating Aaliyah as well.
Aaliyah, yeah, Aaliyah is another one that got away. Because Eric Sermon, I was always up on this Eric Sermon. So we was in LA. And me and Aaliyah was kind of like close to age. And it was a party. Everybody was around. And we was vibing. I was holding her hand, going through the party with her, like everywhere, every which way but loose, inseparable. Trying to get at her. But I didn't know that R. Kelly was rocking the cradle at that time. If, coulda, woulda, but everything's in God's hands and in God's plan. So I'm not gonna go there with that. But Aaliyah, yeah, we had a moment, we shared a moment, and she could have been my girlfriend.
It's way too many freaks in Hollywood to count, but R. Kelly, I wouldn't even trust him around his own mama. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly around his own kids. I wouldn't trust R. Kelly around his own sisters. So how they gonna let this man out of jail when people in society don't know if he can be trusted with the public? I wouldn't trust the public with R. Kelly. Not only was y'all listening to his music, but y'all be making love to his music. So how he gonna stop being a freak when y'all being freaky to everything that he do? Like I said, y'all, I wouldn't even trust R. Kelly around his own mama.
Me and my mom would go to McDonald's before she go to work, before I go to school, and she would get us a Danish. It's all we could afford is a Danish and a cup of coffee. But she had this cheap lipstick, and she would taste the coffee to make sure it was sweet enough. And she'd leave the ring of lipstick on the coffee from which she tasted the coffee. And I remember when she would give me mine, when I would sip from the cup, I would turn it around, and I would drink from her lipstick part. Because in a son-mother way, I had a serious crush on my mom because she could sing her butt off. And I just looked up and down to her. I looked around. I looked everything about my mother. You know, I loved her. And I even asked her to marry me one day. I was like, nah. She said no. But you know what? I understood.
I know he was dead wrong for marrying Aaliyah, but thank God he ain't marry his own mama. He tried to, though. I hope he ain't got no cigarettes or no more cookies up in jail. From what I hear, all them celebrities freaky like that. Every last one of them is some weirdos. According to the streets, you can't even get up in Hollywood without being a freak. I'm not saying free R. Kelly. I'm saying lock all they ass up. We don't need them no more anyway. We got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Don't nobody care about the Grammy, the Oscars, the Emmys, the BET Awards, MTV Awards. Who gives a damn? We ain't have a good movie come out in the past 30 years. People would rather pay for a subscription instead of getting cable. People rather have iMusic instead of buying somebody's album. For what, when you can go listen to all the old school music that sound good? I applaud R. Kelly for trying to make sense out of all of this, but when he starts speaking about this situation, it just never make no sense.
Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
I don't know what to think about all this. If Aaliyah is the straw that broke the camel's back, it need to be a bunch of broke back camels out here. I ain't even talk about Usher and all these other people she allegedly been with at such a young age. It's a crime when you think about it. Ain't no way she should have been in a relationship with all these people. R. Kelly set it off, but did he really set it off? I'm pretty sure it probably was some people before R. Kelly. I just don't know. And I hate to be speaking on her like this, but this man is doing life in jail for something that everybody out there doing. Don't just make an example out of R. Kelly. Make an example out of everybody out there with that madness. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this, man. All this information is alleged. None of this stuff might not be true. She probably was never with Diddy or Biggie. I don't know for sure, but that's what they talking about in the streets. Just make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification button, y'all, and hit that Cash App too. $ShawnBlazeDocs. And one more thing, subscribe to my channel if that's what you want.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's SAT that you want.